Now that we understand our internal cloud to be a well-governed, on-demand service storefront, let's just try and understand it one level deeper. And we can do this by understanding it in three major components. Actually, we've already introduced the first of the three major components of our internal cloud. It's the storefront. We've mentioned it several times. We happen to be a ServiceNow customer, so that's what you'll see in the demonstration. But it could be any service system that presents itself as an on-demand storefront. This is very important because we're not talking about a help desk. We're talking about putting something in a cart and ordering it. What this does is it shifts the paradigm and expectation of our customers in wonderful ways. A storefront communicates up front and center. You are consuming something of value, and it will be delivered to you shortly. Not, as with a help desk, here's where you start to get help from our help system. So, the storefront is the first of the big three components of our internal cloud. I said there are three though. What about the other two? Now, there's a lot of ancillary tools that can be used to provision cloud services in our storefront. But the key to the system is a good high-level way to tie everything together in a rational, easy-to-track process. In keeping with our store paradigm, the second of these three big components of our internal cloud is fulfillment, more specifically a fulfillment orchestrator. Once the service is ordered from the storefront, the fulfillment orchestrator takes it and says, I've got it from here, and I'll update you as I go. So first is the storefront, second is the fulfillment orchestrator, and third and finally, we have individual service managers. Individual service managers are just as they sound. They produce the ultimate service, and they manage it during its life cycle. It's beyond the scope of our presentation to illustrate the details of each of these managers, what they produce, how they specifically produce something. However, it's helpful to understand that each supplier will have their own set of applicable tools to produce a service. So a team that owns the Microsoft SQL Server database cluster, as an example, will use a bunch of tools to get this done from Microsoft. And the team will own the automation of the database cluster and will work to continually improve the service, the tools, and the automation that all encompass it. That's as deep as we go now before a bit of a demonstration. But let's check our understanding again. Our internal cloud is essentially an on-demand storefront where a consumer can self-provision an item in the storefront catalog. This service will be rationally provisioned by a strictly governed and automated lifecycle that ensures a strong risk, security, and enterprise stance. And behind the scenes, the storefront that the user is interacting with uses a fulfillment orchestration process and individual service managers to produce this service. These services can be very simple, like a simple Red Hat server, for example, or they can be very complex, like an SAP testing environment that can have scores of servers in it. But when they are ordered, the user gets exactly what they ordered in a timely, high-quality, low-risk manner. So a strategy is brewing here, and we'll get into that at the end. But now, let's really light this up.